Very much. Well, Humza, you've had a number of jobs in government. When you were Transport Minister, the trains were never on time. When you were Justice Minister, the police were strained to breaking point. And now, as Health Minister, we've got record high waiting times. What makes you think you can do a better job as First Minister?
Well, first of all, in transport, I not only built new roads and railways, of course, the Queensferry crossing came in under budget. When I was Justice Secretary, of course, I extended protections for domestic abuse victims. I pardoned the minors. I made sure I brought in the Turing Law. As Health Secretary, delivered the fastest ever COVID booster programme in the entire UK, the third fastest in the whole entire world. Hold on, let me just finish up.
Ambitions and just being slightly better than the rest of the UK.
And of course, in Scotland, we are the only nation not to have had NHS strikes, not to have a single nurse or a single ambulance driver go on strike. That's not by accident. That's not by good fortune. That's because I've reached out across the divide
polls are all
and got a fair pay deal.
That people in Scotland want a bit of candour, a bit of honesty about the future of our public services. A few weeks ago, you said you were happy to be the continuity candidate. Does that not just mean the no change candidate?
Well, first of all, look, I know you haven't had a public service delivery job in government. I've had three. I've had transport, justice and the health secretary, probably the three toughest jobs in government. And what I would say to you about continuity is, look, I'm my own man. I'll bring my own leadership style when I'm the First Minister of Scotland. But let me say this much. Continuity means continuing 15 years of winning elections, if it's 15 years of growing support for independence,
and you're not delivering independence
yet, 15 years of being the national government of Scotland, then I think that continuity is no bad thing.
Economics has, of course, been discredited. So what makes you think that your plan for the economy is actually going to help the left-behind communities in Scotland?
Because it's all about eradicating poverty. It's about prosperity with a purpose. We live in a country which is wealthy. Huge wealth in terms of our renewables, our talent, our businesses, and yet 1 in 4 children are currently in poverty. They are going to bed hungry, they are going to bed cold tonight. That is a complete injustice. And we need to ensure that through a growing economy, because you can't forget the economy part of the wellbeing economy, through a growing economy, we ensure that we are reinvesting in our public services and ultimately creating well-paid, secure jobs that take children out of poverty. I would hope that there would be roles for both of them. I think right now we need to have a reset. We need to ensure that we have new team, new talent when it comes to Cabinet, which is focused on competence and delivery.
Them? Would they be in that team? When you say a new team, does that mean there's no room for Humza Yousaf?
Oh, there is room for Humza Yousaf. Maybe not in health, but there is room for Humza Yousaf, absolutely.
You say you are the candidate that can reach across the divide. You called yourself a unifier. Yet, just there we heard, in your response to Colin Mackay, the very first act that you would do as the First Minister would be to dissolve our pro-independence majority. You would reject the Greens, who are, of course, the second largest pro-independence majority party. How on earth can you call yourself a unifier?